It's March 22, 2025. This is our Muscadine update. I just finished pruning, and let's do a quick walkthrough. We have one more row near the house. That's it's a Geneva trellis system. It's a double wire, and these are single wire, 20 foot apart, Ison's recommendation. And I think now they changed the 20 feet to 18 feet. But anyway, let's do a tour. So this row right here would be our best tasting in a way, other than the Darlene area. These are the low bearing, low producing ones. Although it's decent, I mean, they're nothing compared to what late fry would produce or polk. So this is Sugar Gate right here. So I heavily pruned the Muscadines this year. These are the only ones that I left with 2 nodes. Let's remove that. So this is Sugar Gate right here. I think I planted them 2022. So this would be their 3rd year, and quite vigorous. Anything that's kind of low producing, they're quite vigorous. So, all right. So we have another Sugar Gate, and I put all my irrigation on top. Let's see how it goes. I just want to be able to mow everything here, and I don't want to spray chemicals. And they serve their purpose. The weed mat. It's just too much to control during summer here. It's too hot and it's too vigorous for grass and whatnot. So this is another Sugar Gate. I put 2 nodes, hoping you have more chances of it flowering and producing. All right, so this one is Summit. This one is, we love the taste of Summit. So I left a bunch of clusters, 2 nodes on this one. This is not really a light producer, but it tastes pretty good. So here we barely got any Janet from the past 2 years. So left also 2 nodes for this. And as you can see, they're all kind of pointing down right here, the weight of the growth. I gotta get rid of all this thing that would choke them, tendrils. So hopefully then it'll shoot up like this and it'll go up. Don't really want to cut them because those are the only fruiting spurs, and they all kind of got rotated. So this is another Janet. And extra 2 nodes on the all right, so this one is the polk. It's kind of weird because of the tree house right there. I didn't want to put complete the 120 foot row, so this one has an extra 10 feet. I didn't want to plant another one here, so I just extended the lateral on the polk right here. And it's fine. It's they're producing well. This one, hey Lolo. This one I heavily pruned, just leaving mostly 1 node. There's 2 nodes every now and then, but it's mostly a single node. Just got to get rid of this before I forget. These are your vine killers, so watch out for the tendrils. All right, so this is a polk area. There's 2 nodes right there, but sometimes I just cut it like that. So again, I have so much muscadine, like I'm not too concerned about low production either way. Oh, here, forgot to see this one right here. If you forgot to prune, then this guy would be touching the ground already before you guys, before the entire thing would even have flowers. They grow so fast. So I got to go back here, and I miss a few of these things. So gotta go back and trim those and look for some tendrils like this guy right here that's just kind of gonna kill that spur. It'll girdle the there we go. All right, so bulk. Yeah, I really need to go back to this one. I've missed so many of this. All right, heavily pruned. Sometimes when there's one that's kind of sticking out, so the idea is I ripped it right here, so hopefully this will heal and I don't have to redo this part right here. But the idea is like one hand apart, you know, maybe this one, well, nothing kind of grew here, so that's why one hand apart from the fruiting spurs. And it's natural for it for the water to seep out. That's just normal. So if you're first time muscadine, that's the first thing you worry about is it dying? Why is it bleeding? It's just water coming out. All right, I need to go back here, otherwise I'll be here forever doing this video. Okay, bulk. There's a split right there. So I don't know, put electrical tape right here. It's kind of elastic. So it's not a crack, it's just a split on that one. So hopefully it'll somehow heal. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait for growth right here for backup. I usually like clean this out when it's starting to bud out. So I'll let one right here for backup, because I don't know how bad that is, or where the split is right here, or it will heal itself, then it'll be good. But like I said, I have too many of these. I don't mind losing an entire thing for 1 year and recover the next year. All right, so this row right here is the late fry. All late fry all the way. There's 120 feet, so there's 6 vines. I like late fry, good flavor, good production, and you get them late, so everything else is gone. You still have late fry. So all right, so last year it cracked right here, it split. So I don't know how extensive the damage is, so I just let this one go all the way there. So this is my new lateral right here, and when this thing takes off with all that stuff, I'll cut it right there. Okay, so you always need to kind of watch out for those cracks, because there's enough energy on the vine. Even though it's dying, it'll still vine out and leaf and flower. Looks like it's gonna make it, and after you know, like first week of summer, then it starts dying. So it gives you this false hope that this thing is alive. When you have a crack, I mean, because there's enough energy on the vine, so you'll still see the growth and budding, blooming, and all that stuff, just for it to die later. All right, so late fry, heavily prune it, just one node. There's one node right here, maybe there's 2 right there, but heavily prune it. I even cut a lot of the down, most of the down pointing spurs. Missed this one. So it also kind of, they were aiming up, and then this thing just kind of rotated because of the weight, so now it's pointing down, and then ooh, caught that right there. This tendrils, man, they're like metal. All right, so I will have to probably, I'll take a look how this does, because like I need to cut, let's say that one right there, because you want them hand spaced. So all this pointing down, I'll probably go in there and then cut them later. Because man, when you have this many muscadine, it's a chore to prune them, and you just want to go really quick, and then you can go back later when it's, you know, you're not overwhelmed and it's kind of manageable. And you can do like this one right here, that's a split. There's no point keeping this I mean, there's a node right there, so I can cut it right here and hoping you'll get one growth right there. But this will eventually just kind of, you know, won't survive long term. But it'll still grow because you got connection right there. So any damaged stuff, you gotta take care. All right, so this is my first row right here. As you can see, I didn't know I even put 6x6 posts on that one, and it's all just became T-post. So this row right here, this is Carlos. Carlos are kind of weak on freeze. I mean, it's shedding right here. It's not like it's split. It's just shedding new bark right here. But I've noticed Carlos, man, they get damaged. So some, I think last year. So as you can see right here, it split, and I have to cut it, and I let this spur grow, and it's new lateral now. All right, so that's Carlos. This is, I think, Black Beauty, and I can't even remember my one by now. Let's see. Yeah, it is Black Beauty. Yeah, Black Beauty. In our area, these are typically low producer on based on our Facebook community group. But in our area, this location, they actually they're pretty good producers. So, and they taste really good. This is one of our favorites, Black Beauty. So they do well in this area. But most report that they actually get rid of their Black Beauties because they're not producing enough, kind of like a sugar cane. But ours, they're pretty good here. This one got damaged also from last year. Right here. So I have to cut it. So it cracked all the way, I think, up to here. So I let, actually, this is from that other side. So I just let this one, just so that it's not too ugly, like it's missing this one. So I'm just gonna let that Black Beauty go all the way here, and I'll wait where the growth will be on this one. This one, I think, is this another Black Beauty, or this is an Ison. So I let this one kind of grow. I didn't cut this, so this will be the lateral for this one, and then whatever in here that will make it, it'll go on that side. So it happens. So, but I'm not too sure on this one because there's crack right here. So that this might be gone. But like I said, no need to cut it right here. If it somehow makes it, I sincerely doubt it. But it's pretty good right here. I'm gonna let some growth, whatever it does, then that will be the new lateral. So it just happens. You lose vines, that's all the time. There's a split right here too, so that's as you can see, there's nothing wet coming out in this one. So this is it's still green, but it looks like it'll die around here. So it'll complete whatever. So I'll let that in there. This one is this is a noble. Let's see. Yeah, it is a noble right here. Typically it's pretty tough, but even noble. We just have a bad freeze, like long 3-day no break, high 20s. So imagine no break even during the day, and that's when it starts splitting because it was warm before that. All right, so this one is Black Beauty, got damaged also. Cut it right here from last year, and this is the growth from last year. It's a new lateral now. So this is Black Beauty. I gotta cut all this up. As you can see, it produced real well. We have so much fruit from this, and I forgot to trim that. So, all right. That one got damaged in there too, so it needs to extend it a little bit. So this is our one of the old Muscadine and kind of, you know, old Muscadine flavor, Southland. So we like the flavor, quite unique. Well, it's what people say is what's close to a wild Muscadine taste. So Southland, tiny berries, but We like that muscadine flavor, the wild muscadine flavor, that is. So when you have this many varieties, you just you know, you get desensitized with newer variety flavor, and it's nice to have a different change of palate with the taste. All right, so this one, this is my kind of second row when I started the muscadine, and I just put whatever I could get. So there's a lot of Noble and Carlos on a lot of local nurseries, and this is yeah, it's not a mislabel. This is definitely a Noble. They're quite productive, heavily pruned, single node. And this is another Noble, but as you can see here, there's quite a bit of damage on this one. So it's all dead at this point. So what I'll do here is, I actually forgot. Actually, this is not a, this is a pineapple, sorry, not another Noble. So pineapples, they got damaged a lot. So I'm gonna wait until where it might have survived before I start cutting. That's why I think I left this single kind of long one right here, because look at the damage on this one right here. It's quite extensive. So we love the pineapple flavor. It's just a hint of pineapple. I mean, you're not gonna go and eat it and then say, oh, that's definitely pineapple. It's a mild hint of pineapple. We do like the flavor. It's bronze. Caliper, no damage. So I'll just keep an eye on growths coming from here, and I can start over from there. So it's not a total loss. But I'll wait. Whatever progress on this one, it'll die out anyway. So, and I can afford to just kind of wait. All right, so this one is another pineapple, also heavily damaged on the trunk. A lot of it is overproduction, so I forgot to thin them out, and that's the first warning you get. Like, you don't want to get these guys go too crazy, and they'll hurt themselves the following year. So trunk is perfectly safe and crack free, and but the laterals there, it took a bunch of damage, so I don't know what will survive on this one. So definitely yeah, that's crazy damage right there. So I'll wait. It looks healthy right here, and whatever long ones I get, I'll just make a lateral out of it. All right, so it used to be jumbo, and it died. There's a crack that I didn't see, so I put Summit. So this is Summit. I propagated from that Summit over there. So basically, I just took a lateral, dunked it in some pots with dirt. It rooted, cut it off, and this is what I got. And this is the split right here. And it looks like it's gonna make it. Just gotta clean out all that crap in there. And I probably have to tie this up somewhere. All right, and it's just kind of starting, just so that the vineyard looks a little pretty. I let Darlene extend up to here. Darlene is our Darlene is what you would call a great tasting low producer, decent production. It's not like low, but I think one of the reasons is I let the spur go crazy, so I get more opportunities for it to fruit, and that one extending right there would add to it. So this is probably our sturdiest looking muscadine. Look at it, it looks like a tree. It's like straight. It's like I don't need a trailie up to this point just for swing, and it supports. It's like a tree. All right, so there's another Darlene right here. Look at this one also. It's split right here. I mean, for the other one, look how straight that is. It's a weird looking vine. I mean, of all the other ones, you see the other one, they're kind of scraggly and like this. This one's just like straight up. All right, so quite healthy, very vigorous. So if you have a Darlene, better support it. And I got you don't want this on a darling. This thing is gonna go laterals right here, you know, a bunch of stuff, vegetation right here. You gotta cut that single node. All right, so this one is an area that's kind of weird. We've always had something in here and they keep dying. This is the first time that nothing happened. So this is Hall. Haven't tried Hall, but based on our Facebook group, it tastes pretty good. It's bronze. And you know, I let it just grow one going on. When I got it, it's kind of long, I think from Bottoms nursery, and I didn't feel like cutting it, waiting for it to split, so I just let it grow all the way there. And then from last year, now there's this part, so hopefully I'll make it on both ends this year. Like I said, not in a hurry. It's kind of like a experimental vineyard anyway. So that's Hall. And let me see if I can remember this one. I think this is there's some unknowns here. So this Supreme, okay, so this is our healthiest looking Supreme, and I do prune this heavily. Like, I only want one fruiting spur, one node, because you don't want to let this thing kind of grow crazy. I mean, produce, it'll hurt itself. And the freeze also, they take damage from freeze easily. So Supreme, this is almost as old as this one. There's probably 4. This, because the previous row right there is 5 years old. This is 4 years old, and they're not that they don't get as chunky as Supreme. I mean, Darlene. I mean, it's quite big caliper right there, but yeah, you gotta watch out for Supreme. All right, so this one, let's see. So this one is an Ison. So I do have, I think, 1 or 2 Isons, because the other one I just uprooted. I took it out. I put a Summit instead. So all this kind of bark stuff right here, that's just kind of peeling. It's not split or anything. So Ison tastes pretty good, but it's kind of, it's okay, I would say, but quite productive. All right, on the next one. Man, I gotta clear all this stuff in here. This one is Coward. All right, and I missed a few. All right, Coward. I love the taste of Coward. One of my favorite. Well, we ended up just kind of keeping what we like. So Black Beauty, Coward, Darlene, Sugargate. We love Sugargate. So, but these are one of the good ones. Coward. All right, and here I think these are Noble, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. I think this is a Noble right here, and there's 2 Nobles. This one is a Noble also. So this is for the black wine variety. And look, I forgot to cut this. As you can see, it's sending out energy here already on stuff that would be cut anyway. So if you don't prune your Muscadine in time, they'll start giving energy to all the stuff you didn't prune, and you end up pruning anyway, and it's wasted energy. All right, here's Supreme. So this is almost the same caliper. Yeah, forgot that one. Yeah, that's that other Supreme, but man, I damaged it right here before because I yanked the when I was pruning it, and I ended up ripping it right here, but it kind of healed. Watch out for this, guys, though. Zip ties. I use zip ties, but I keep an eye because they can grow past the what you set them to, and it'll choke and kill that. So, you know, when you do your pruning, kind of check. This probably has a year left. With the Texas sun, it'll obliterate this anyway. So, all right. So this is another Supreme. I think. Yep, this is another Supreme. Let's see, make sure. Yeah, Supreme. And it's such a slow grower on this one, so no cracks. Well, maybe, I'm not too sure right there, but it got damaged here though, so I have to cut it and just wait for lateral, just like the other ones. This one there's a huge crack right here, so I just cut it. I'm hoping it's kind of weeping right now, so I'm hoping some growth comes out of that one. I mean, the vine is alive. It'll grow here, and then that will replace this missing lateral. So like I have like a broken tooth on my row this year. It'll be this one. I don't plan to replace it. So this one could be an Ison. This is an unknown, but I think it's Ison. All right, and it's quite gnarly. Okay, this one is, I think, another unknown, but this one is bronze, but it's not Carlos, so I don't know what it is. It could be a Scuppernong. Not Carlos for sure. I know what Carlos tastes like and whatnot, so, but it's also unknown, but most likely Scuppernong. All right, so here, Black Beauty. Let's make sure. Yep, that's Black Beauty. All right, so we got, last year's when it fruited. Let's cut this now. And we got quite a few to taste it, and it's, I can confirm this is a Black Beauty. Not a mislabel. You're always looking at what you got is mislabeled. This from Ison's Black Beauty Plus. All right, they do have like a more mature vine, and you pay a little bit more. All right, this is another haul. So another one that didn't quite make it on the first time I planted stuff on this row. So I replaced it with haul, and this one almost made it all the way to 20 feet. I cut it right there. All right, this one, man, I need to add a T-post right here to prop this up. I think this is an Ison. Yeah, it's an Ison right here. So we have two confirmed Ison and one unknown, most likely an Ison. So we had 3 Isons. So heavy producer. As you can see here, it sagged the entire wire right here. And I gotta clean this thing too. All right, so what is this one? Let me see if I can remember. I think this is late fry. Oh, okay, so these are mislabeled. Both of these, they're not Lane. I got them from Bob Wells Nursery, and the label says Lane, and then Lane is black. These are bronze, and they taste and look exactly like late fry. So these two are supposed to be Lane, and this one here is Lane, but it's not. These are late fries, most likely late fry. You can see they're bigger also, very similar to late fry. So they're still labeled as Lane, but that's a mislabel. Look at it, like beefy. Okay. They kind of taste like late fry, so I'm gonna, well, maybe I gotta rethink that. This could be Darlene. I'm not sure, so I'll check again, but I know for sure it's labeled. These are properly labeled. I gotta prop this one too. The reason why it's all gunky like this and whatnot, because I need to prop this up. I gotta put a T-post and then yank this up, or kind of try to straighten it a bit. That's too low on the ground. Mowing wise, I didn't want to damage it. But this is late fry from Bob Wells, and they're late fry. This is another late fry. Yeah, I'm starting to think those are Darlene's now because the way how beefy they are. But they did produce though, so that's the confusion there. They produce decent amount. So, all right, and last one right here, I pulled everything. These are 4-year-old Carlos Black Fry, Black Fry, and then Jumbo. I gave them to a friend. This is our sacrificial row before, so we're hoping deer would come here and eat just these, or because they're farther away from the property. They don't care. They eat everything. So when we transported them, when they pulled most of the roots from just the ball, because they do have roots everywhere, just have to cut those, and we cut them right here, so they just have that long trunk, and hoping they all kind of survive. I transplanted mature muscadines before on ice, and I'm actually trying to kill it, but when I pulled it, I got so much roots, I go like, why don't I just stick this in some random place somewhere in the property, and it survived. So there's a muscadine down there on ice, and that would start start its year, might be even fruit this year. So yeah, so I pulled them out, and these are just the laterals. I haven't cleaned it yet, so I don't know what to plant here yet. So look, if I can get protection, I might move my citrus here because it's on a hill. So what you want is all that water to kind of wash away, and you don't want any stagnant water on citrus. So I might put my 2 citrus probably here and over here. Yeah, and no more muscadine on this row. I got the irrigation set up already, so, and probably 2 citrus. I have too many persimmons, so I'll probably put mulberries here, more fruit trees, and that's the whole persimmon row right there. So I'll do another video for the front vineyard, the Geneva trellis, and that's the that's Summit and Ruby Crisp. So there's 4 Ruby Crisp and 2 Summit on that area. All right, so that's the muscadine update for 2025.